Bonjour mesdames et messieurs.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would first of all like to thank you for having come in such large numbers to this forum, this commercial and trade and investment forum, UK-Madagascar. And I would like to reassure you, that it's an honor and a pleasure for me to be able to chair this meeting. Thank you. Thank you, Minister. Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you to all those who have participated in the organization. And thank you for having given us the opportunity to talk about Madagascar. I know that we won't have that much time to talk about my country. However, I would like you to remember my country in your heart after today. I would just like to remind you, as the Minister said earlier on, I'd like to remind you that we are just going to have a bicentenary of our relations. None of us, in fact, here present ignore that diplomatic relations between Madagascar and diplomatic and trade between Madagascar and the United Kingdom dates from 1808 and 18, when the King of Madagascar, who was called Radam I, he invited the London missionaries to share know-how with the Madagascar people. And through, in fact, English, James Cameron in 1826, the Madagascan people were able to develop their practices as far as public works, printing, machinery, manufacture of firearms, and a great deal of manufacturing aspects that was manufactured or built, in fact, is part of the material heritage of Madagascar. 2 centuries later, here I am. I'm here with you as President of the Madagascan Republic, elected democratically, in order to be able to send you a very simple message. Let's capitalize on this rich heritage, this multi-secular heritage, in order to be able to create together a new era of fruitful cooperation for the two parties, for the two sides, and for our two countries. Within the commercial sector, the signs are already positive for my country, because in 2014, the amount of exports from Madagascar knew its highest level since 2009, and the trend is certainly on the increase right now. The United Kingdom is part of the 6 most important investors in Madagascar. These investments, mining in particular investments, in fact, make up 18% of the investment stock, direct investment stock in Madagascar. And this particular direct investment has always increased, has been on the increase since 2007, and from 2014 there are some new British companies that are setting up in various areas other than mining or petrol. Madagascar today, in fact, has new opportunities. I'd already mentioned that yesterday to a certain number of you, but I will reiterate this in order to be able to accentuate the fact that we have millions of hectares of ground, arable and fertile land, with microclimates which will allow for enormous diversity of plantation. And we also have an economic area which is exclusive at sea, which is also as large as the terrestrial dune within the Indian Ocean, and a land surface of 600,000 square kilometers. We have 5,000 kilometers of coast, and our nature, which of course is amongst the hotspots of biodiversity throughout the world, with our flora and our fauna, which which are really endemic. Madagascar, I can say it, is really the cradle of ecotourism. You're well aware, I'm sure, of the multitude of minerals that our substrates have, but possibly you ignore that Madagascar is as also one of the greatest worldwide producers of gems, colored gemstones. In other words, precious and semi-precious stones. There's gold, there's sapphires, there are emeralds, there are rubies, and so on and so forth. So to talk here about wealth, about riches, is something that's important because, in fact, the most precious richness of the country is its population, a young population, and a great number of them are educated. But, ladies and gentlemen, in order to really accentuate this extraordinary natural capital, this human capital that we have available in order to create wealth, we also need financing, we need investments, we need infrastructures, we need energy, we need new technologies. And with the whole of humanity, we are well aware of what is at stake from an environmental point of view and a climatic point of view, and we're determined to develop the country with the greatest respect for the environment. And so therefore we want to be able to turn resolutely towards renewable energy, especially with regard to hydroelectricity. We have an enormous quantity of rivers and streams, but we can also develop other sources, wind power, biomass, solar power, and so therefore the opportunities are not lacking. And they're there for you and for the whole world. Ladies and gentlemen,
opportunities are innumerable in Madagascar. As you know, we emerged from a long political crisis. But Madagascar is on the path of political stability. My government is committed to creating a good environment conducive to business, mindful of the interests of the country and that of the Malagasy people who deserve a much better life. We will continue to explore more innovative business models. On the agenda of the next session of the National Assembly is the new bill on the framework for the public-private partnership. It is a framework that will certainly interest you. As I said earlier, the historical relationship between Madagascar and the United Kingdom has lasted 2 centuries. We have today an historic opportunity to make this relationship a defining partnership of the century ahead, placed under the sign of an economic cooperation in a pragmatic win-win approach. See you soon in Madagascar, and thank you for your attention, and have a good forum. Thank you.